Well, hey, mamas. Hello, hello. Let's talk about topic number 2 when it comes to Thanksgiving break. There are 3 more questions. I encourage you to ask your tweens, your teens, your college kiddos while they're home for Thanksgiving break. Our topic today is school. So let's start there. Have you brought up school yet? Have you talked about grades, projects, finals, anything related to school yet? I imagine a lot of you have already had Thanksgiving, right? We are officially on Black Friday here in the United States. So I'm imagining you've met family, friends, had all those fun celebrations, or maybe had more planned this weekend. So definitely, I'm curious, have you talked about school? Have your kids been asked about school? Let me know down below with a simple yes or no. And do know, in the spirit of Black Friday, we are offering an awesome deal on the 2024 Study Skills Bundle. If you haven't checked that out yet, because maybe you're not on our list and didn't know about it, there is an awesome deal waiting for you at the link in the description. But I encourage you to stick with me and check that out after the video, because I promise it will still be there in 5-10 minutes when we're done here. So 3 questions. And the first is simply to ask your teen, when can we talk about school? Okay, because if you haven't brought it up yet, there's probably a couple reasons. It could be you've just been plain too busy, or it could be that you know it's not going to go well. Okay, so instead of saying, we're talking about school now, or starting in with the, why is your grade like this? Or I got an email from the teacher that says this, ask your teen simply, when can we talk about school? Okay, because mamas, you can come off and, just jump into it, but you and I both know that might not go so well. Now, I do also want to say we're talking to our teens, kind of asking them when they want to talk about school, because they got to tell you, school is not going to be top priority for every single teen out there. Okay, your 5th grader might be on board to talk about her art projects and how much she loves this teacher, but your high school senior might be like, school doesn't exist until Monday morning. All right. So ask your teen, when can you talk about school, to let them know, hey, it needs to happen. And B, to show them respect, let them be more independent, let them kind of have that freedom that they want, that they need, but also know, hey, when can we talk about it? And go so far as to offer some suggestions, something like, when can we talk about it for 30 minutes? When can we talk about math class? Or, when can we talk about finals? I mean, you can go school, you can give specific times, you can give certain days, you can even say, hey, let's talk 5 minutes today about blank class. When would be good for you? Okay, so definitely ask that when question. Okay, and do know, good or bad, your kiddos aren't going to want to talk about school with every family member. Okay, so if your teens don't want to tell grandma or grandpa about the F, they don't want to tell your best friends or those out of town cousins about science class, because they just don't want to talk about it. And this person, why does this person care about school? That's okay. Okay. So definitely start with the when can we talk about it. And do also know your teens might not want to talk to you about school, let alone anyone else. Okay. And there are plenty of other things they can talk about with those family members, with those friends. And if it's school, great. If it's not, that's okay too. So 2 other questions around the topic of school. I encourage you to ask your teens. Before I share what they are, do you want to say thanks for watching here on Facebook and on YouTube? Make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe to the Ace Cookie Tutoring channel, because there are 3 more questions I'll be sharing tomorrow around future planning. All right. So last 2 questions. So once we figure out when we're talking about school, then we've got to figure out, what do your teens want to do this week? Okay, because the reason they might not want to talk about school is they don't have school in the brain, and they might have a bunch of other things they want to do, whether it's hanging out with friends, whether it's just relaxing. There could be so many things that your teens want to do that have nothing to do with school, and that's okay, so long as you get what you want, mama, as long as you get what you need, and we actually have the discussion about school before break is over. But remember, kids are getting older. So all the family stuff might not be top priority for them, but we need to find that balance, that harmony between what your teen wants, what you want, family time, but yet also letting your teen have friend time, especially if your child is in college and is home and might not see family, friends that are local for a long time again, especially if your child's out of state. And even if your kid's, just now done with college or maybe is working somewhere else, well, again, we got to be a little more flexible because those things your teen wants to do this week might not be to spend a lot of time with you personally. And that's just part of them growing up. Okay? Final question I want you to ask your teens here. And again, kind of going back to school here. And that is, what do you need to remember to do over break? Okay. Now, one of the worst things that you can do, mamas, is for you to have looked at your child's grades at the end of last week, the last day before break started, and to see that there's 3 missing assignments, that there's 2 Fs, and to have a game plan. Okay. One of the worst things you can do is to go to your child when you say, hey, when can we talk about school? You guys sit down and talk. And you start in by saying, okay, you've got this missing. This is this grade. The teacher says this is coming up. When are you going to do it? That's not good. Okay. We want to start with the, what do you need to remember? Like, what do you actually need to do? Okay. This gives your teen a chance to be accountable. This gives your teen a chance to say, I don't know. Or gives your teen a chance to say, well, I have finals, and so that's my top priority. Or something like, well, I'm really concerned about my history grade, so I could use some help. Okay. Or even something like, I'm planning on talking to so-and-so friend or so-and-so classmate or even a sibling or family member about this topic. Okay. So give your teen a chance to come up with his or her own game plan. Because I got to tell you, we all want your teens to be at the best grades possible, right? Before they go back. We want your teens to have an amazing semester. And that's what I want as a study skills tutor. But I got to tell you, mamas, your teens have to learn. Okay, your teens have to grow up. We've got to give them a chance to be accountable, to have this thing called responsibility. And if your teens say, well, there's nothing I have to remember to do this week, and you know better, well, yeah, you can say, oh, no, that's not true. There's a lot of things for you to need to do. But if your teen counts on you to remember for your teen, your teen's like, oh, I don't have to remember because mom's going to remember. Well, that doesn't help either one of you in the long run. Okay, we want your teens to remember for themselves. We want your teens to actually start keeping track of these things, being organized, having time management skills. Now, is that something your teen has right here, right now? Maybe, maybe not. I got to tell you, as the CEO and founder of Ace Cooking Tutoring, I work with a lot of students that don't have study skills. They don't know how to learn because they've never been taught. And so that could be where your teen is, right? When you say, hey, what do you need to remember to do this break, over these next couple days, your child really might not know because he's so used to just looking it up or having the teacher tell him, or again, maybe you or a friend that reminds him constantly. And that's a good sign, a bit of a red flag, that something needs to change, that your teen needs to learn these skills so then he can actually answer that question truthfully and, be more prepared for what's next because he knows what to do. So if you have questions, mama, let me know. But do you know these are just the next 3 questions? So that's a total of 6 questions, 3 all about emotions, right? Figuring out that headspace of your teens. And then today was about school. Okay, figuring out when we're talking about it, what does your teen want to do over break? Because, it might be nothing related to school, or it could be, hey, I want to get this grade up. Hey, I want to get this project done. Or it could just be, I want to go hang out with this friend. I want to get this much sleep. I want to watch this movie, whatever. And then also asking your teen what your child needs to remember. Okay. Are there things that need to get done? And, are they things that your teen can do on his own? Or are they things that your teen's hoping you'll help with? So give that conversation a chance, okay? Let it be open-ended. See where your teen leads. So thanks for watching, mamas. Have an awesome night. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Remember that Black Friday sale is still happening here at Ace Cookie Tutoring. You can sign your teen up for all 12 study skills workshops next year. The 2024 Study Skills Workshop Bundle is available right now. It's running all weekend for $3.99 USD, which is a pretty amazing sale. Okay, you'd be spending over $800 if you bought each ticket to each workshop individually next year. So save yourself a bunch and go to that link in the description. Provide your name and email, choose between PayPal, credit card, and sign your teen up now because the sale only runs through Sunday night. Thanks so much. Have a good night and see you tomorrow for the next video, the last 3 questions. Bye, mamas.